Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling like you lost a part of yourself? Not just tired, but drained, your clarity clouded, your peace disturbed. Some people don't just take your time, they rob you of your energy, your focus, even your sense of purpose. And the worst part, you might not even realize it's happening. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius warned, "Your mind will take the shape of what you frequently hold in thought. If you surround yourself with the wrong people, your thoughts, actions, and even your character will start to reflect them." That's why it's not just important, but essential, to recognize who you should never tolerate in your life. Today, we'll explore 5 types of people who erode your well-being, and what Stoicism teaches us about setting firm boundaries. This isn't about anger or resentment, it's about wisdom. It's about guarding your inner fortress, just as a Stoic would, so you can stay focused on what truly matters. So, who are these people, and how can you free yourself from their influence? Let's dive in. 1. Guard your energy like a sacred fire. Have you ever left a conversation feeling inexplicably drained, as if something vital was taken from you? Not just tired, but hollow. Your thoughts scattered, your emotions unsettled. This isn't coincidence. Some people don't just take your time, they consume your energy, your clarity, even your sense of direction. And if you don't guard it, they will keep taking until there's nothing left. The Stoics understood this deeply. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality, and much of that suffering comes from allowing others to dictate where our time, focus, and energy go." When we fail to set boundaries, we risk living according to other people's demands rather than our own purpose. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself, am I giving too much to this relationship? And what am I getting in return? Protecting your energy isn't selfish, it's necessary. Just as a fire needs careful tending to burn bright, your mental and emotional resources must be safeguarded. If you allow others to constantly drain you, you won't have the strength to pursue your own goals, to show up for the people who truly matter, or to build the life you envision. Think of your energy as a sacred fire, one that fuels your ambitions, your clarity, and your inner peace. But too often, we allow others to smother that fire with their negativity, their demands, and their lack of reciprocity. The truth is, people will always seek your attention. Some will appreciate it, while others will take it for granted. Not everyone deserves access to your energy, and it's your responsibility to decide who is worthy of it. Ask yourself, does this relationship bring balance, or does it leave me feeling depleted and burnt out? When you continuously give without receiving, you're left empty, without the strength to chase your dreams, to cultivate your passions, or to focus on what truly matters. Seneca also said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." To guard your energy is not to be distant or unkind. It is to take ownership of your life. It means recognizing that every interaction shapes your state of mind, and that every relationship either fuels or drains you. If you want to live with purpose, you must be selective about where your energy flows. When you allow people to take more than they give, you weaken your foundation and lose sight of what truly matters, your growth, your ambitions, and the people who uplift you. The lesson is simple, but difficult to practice. Not everyone deserves a place in your life, especially those who take without giving, who demand without appreciating, and who leave you feeling exhausted instead of empowered. Do you have the courage to say no when someone asks for your time and attention, especially when you know it will pull you away from what truly fuels your soul? This isn't an act of selfishness or cruelty. It's a conscious decision to protect your energy so you can live with clarity and intention. In a world filled with distractions and endless demands, it's easy to forget that your energy is finite. The more you give to those who don't respect your boundaries, the less you have to give to the things that truly matter. So ask yourself, does this relationship bring me closer to my purpose, or is it pulling me away from it? The people who truly value you will respect your time. They won't demand it endlessly without regard for your well-being. Instead, they will recognize that real connection is built on balance, where both sides give and receive in equal measure. This balance is what creates relationships that nourish your spirit rather than deplete it. When you surround yourself with people who uplift you, you grow stronger, clearer, and more focused on what truly matters. Guarding your energy isn't just about avoiding exhaustion. It's about making an investment in the life you want to create. Do you want a life filled with purpose, clarity, and meaningful relationships? Then start by being intentional about where you direct your energy and with whom you choose to share it. 2. Do not compromise your principles. Integrity is not lost in a single moment. It erodes little by little, one small compromise at a time. It begins with something seemingly insignificant, an exception made for convenience, a bending of values to avoid conflict. But much like a tiny crack in a dam, that small fracture grows. Before long, the entire structure weakens, and what once stood strong begins to crumble. Have you ever looked back and realized you've strayed far from what you once stood for? That somewhere along the way you stopped living by your own truth and started conforming to someone else's expectations? The danger of compromising your principles is not just in the act itself. It's in the slow and silent erosion of your sense of self. Marcus Aurelius warned us clearly, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Simple, yet profound. Your principles are not just abstract ideals. They are the foundation upon which your character is built. Each time you betray them, even slightly, you weaken that foundation. And when you let others pressure you into abandoning your values, you are not just surrendering to them, you are betraying yourself. It's easy to justify small compromises. Maybe it keeps the peace. Maybe it avoids discomfort. Maybe it feels necessary in the moment. But over time, these small sacrifices accumulate. One day you may wake up and no longer recognize the person staring back at you. The strength you once had, the unwavering clarity of knowing what you stand for, will have been chipped away, piece by piece. Imagine trying to fill a cracked vessel. No matter how much you pour into it, the water will always find a way to escape. That is what happens when you sacrifice your integrity. Once fractured, it is difficult to restore. This is why the Stoics emphasized an iron mind, one that cannot be bent by fleeting temptations or external pressures, a mind that remains steady in the face of persuasion, manipulation, or momentary ease. True strength lies in standing firm, even when the world urges you to bend. The people who genuinely respect you will never ask you to abandon your principles for their convenience. They will not demand that you compromise what you believe in just to make them comfortable. In fact, those who truly value you will admire your unwavering commitment to what is right. But beware of those who encourage you to bend, who push you to set aside your values when it benefits them. These are not the people you want in your life. The Stoics teach us that a life of integrity attracts the right kind of people, those who respect, support, and share in your pursuit of virtue. Those who try to pull you away from your principles, on the other hand, reveal exactly why they do not deserve a place in your world. It won't always be easy to stand firm. You may face pressure, criticism, or even isolation. But the price of integrity is far less than the cost of regret. If you wish to live a life of meaning, respect, and personal growth, you must refuse to bargain with your values. Every time you choose integrity over compromise, you strengthen the foundation upon which your future is built. So keep your mind focused on what truly matters, your truth, your values, and the path that aligns with them. Never let anyone convince you that sacrificing your principles is the price of acceptance or success, because in the end, a life lived in alignment with one's principles is the only life worth living. 3. Beware of those who manipulate. Have you ever found yourself in a relationship where you kept giving your time, your energy, your kindness, yet received nothing in return? Maybe you felt drained, unappreciated, or even questioned your own worth. This is the work of a manipulator, someone who takes advantage of your good nature, not with obvious demands, but through quiet, insidious control. Manipulation rarely announces itself. It often disguises itself as love, friendship, or concern. At first it feels harmless, maybe even flattering, but over time, the manipulator tightens their grip. They make you feel like you are their only hope, twisting your empathy into guilt. They convince you that if you stop helping, they will suffer, and you begin to wonder, would saying no make me a bad person? But here's the truth. You are not responsible for carrying someone else's burdens, especially when they refuse to carry their own. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Manipulation thrives in the shadows, in the space where doubt and guilt take hold. But the moment you recognize it for what it is, you take back your power. You stop reacting on their terms and start responding on your own. Ask yourself, am I always the one giving? Do I feel exhausted after every interaction? If the answer is yes, it's time to set boundaries. The Stoics teach us that protecting our emotional well-being is not selfish, it's necessary. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, and your thoughts, your peace of mind, are deeply influenced by the people you allow into your life." Manipulators prey on kindness, but that doesn't mean you have to surrender to them. True kindness should be honored, not exploited. There's a difference between being compassionate and being a doormat. Strength is knowing when to give and when to protect yourself. Think back to a time when someone's constant demands left you feeling depleted. How did that affect your spirit, your focus, your sense of self? When you constantly pour into others without being refilled, you are left empty. That is not generosity, it is self-neglect. I know it's not always easy to say no, especially when you care about someone, but the Stoics teach us that we are only responsible for what is within our control. You cannot control how others react, but you can control your own decisions. You are not responsible for another person's happiness, no matter how much they try to convince you otherwise. And in today's world, manipulation takes many forms. It's the friend who always expects your help but never reciprocates, the colleague who relies on your goodwill while taking credit for your work, the family member who constantly leans on you emotionally but never considers your needs. In all these cases, it's easy to feel obligated to give, to be there, to sacrifice. But Stoicism reminds us that our time, our energy, and our peace of mind are sacred. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." That strength lies in setting firm boundaries, in refusing to be manipulated by guilt or obligation. When someone tries to exploit your kindness, remember that you have the power to choose your response. Saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you strong. It means you recognize your worth and refuse to let it be diminished. By honoring your own needs, you create space for healthier, more fulfilling relationships, ones built on mutual respect, not control. So trust yourself. Recognize manipulation for what it is. And most importantly, never let anyone make you feel guilty for protecting your peace. Your kindness is a strength. Guard it, protect it, and give it only to those who truly deserve it. 4. Do not let others diminish your dreams. Have you ever shared a dream, a vision, or a goal, only to have someone dismiss it? Maybe they laughed, questioned your abilities, or made you feel foolish for believing in yourself. It may have seemed like just a passing remark, but deep down, it planted a seed of doubt. Slowly, you started second-guessing yourself, wondering if they were right. The mind is shaped by the thoughts we allow to take root, and yet too often we let the doubts of others pollute our vision. The harsh truth is this: not everyone will support your dreams. Some will try to bring you down, not because your dreams are impossible, but because they are too afraid to chase their own. It's easy to think that one negative comment won't matter, that a little doubt won't shake you, but dreams are like delicate flames. They need oxygen, encouragement, and belief to grow. If you surround yourself with people who constantly throw water on that fire, eventually it will go out. And the worst part, you might not even realize it's happening until it's too late. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You cannot control what others say or think, but you can control how you respond. The question is, will you allow their words to hold you back, or will you stand firm, knowing that their doubts are a reflection of their limitations, not yours? The truth is, no one else can see the vision you have for your life as clearly as you do. It was given to you, not to them. So why let their fears dictate your path? If you allow others to diminish your dreams, you are handing them power over your future. You are letting their voices become louder than your own. And that is a dangerous place to be. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Stay focused on what you can control: your mindset, your actions, your persistence. If someone belittles your aspirations, let it serve as fuel, not as a reason to shrink back. Use it as a test of your resolve. Do you believe in your dreams enough to defend them, to keep going even when no one else understands? Every great thinker, creator, and innovator faces doubt. If they had listened to those who dismissed them, their ideas would have never shaped the world. The same applies to you. Your dreams matter, not because others approve of them, but because they are yours. So protect them, surround yourself with those who uplift you. Seek the company of people who challenge you to grow, not those who try to keep you small. When someone tries to belittle your ambitions, remind yourself, Their opinion is not my reality. As Seneca said, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a person perfected without trials. Obstacles, criticism, and doubt are all part of the journey, but they do not define the outcome. You do. Now take a moment and reflect. Have you ever allowed someone's words to make you doubt yourself? If you're ready to reclaim your power, leave a comment below saying, "I stand by my dreams." Let's build a community where belief in oneself is stronger than the doubts of others. 5. Do not surrender your identity for others. There will be moments in life when others try to shape you, mold you into their vision of who you should be. It could be a family member, a friend, or even a colleague who subtly pressures you to adjust your beliefs, your goals, or even your personality to fit their expectations. At first, it may seem harmless. You might tell yourself that compromise is necessary, that it's easier to blend in and avoid conflict. But every time you alter your identity to gain approval, you lose a part of your true self. These small compromises add up, and one day you may wake up feeling like a stranger to yourself, no longer the person you were meant to be. As Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When you surrender your identity to the expectations of others, you hand over control of the one thing that is truly yours, yourself. Stoicism teaches that the opinions of others are beyond your control, and to chase their approval is to chase a moving target, one that will always keep you running, but never lead to fulfillment. Your individuality is not something to be bartered for acceptance. It is your greatest strength, the essence of what makes you irreplaceable. If you allow the weight of others' opinions to shape you, you will find yourself suffocating under the pressure of being someone you are not. You may think it will bring you peace, but in reality, it only leads to inner conflict, a slow erosion of your own spirit. Life is too short to live by someone else's script. True fulfillment comes not from pleasing others, but from honoring who you truly are, your strengths, your flaws, your passions, your unique way of seeing the world. By living authentically, you not only free yourself from the burden of external expectations, but also inspire others to do the same. Standing firm in your identity is not always easy. There will be resistance, judgment, and even rejection. But, as Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If you let others define you, your thoughts will always be shaped by fear and self-doubt. If you stand true to yourself, your mind becomes an unshakable fortress, one built on clarity, purpose, and self-respect. Developing this resilience is at the heart of Stoicism. It is the practice of remaining grounded in your values, no matter how much the world tries to push you off course. Your authenticity is not just a gift to yourself, it is a beacon for others, showing them that they too can stand firm in their truth. So, do not bend to the expectations of others. Do not trade your identity for acceptance. The path of authenticity may not always be easy, but every step you take in honoring your true self strengthens your character and brings you closer to the life you were meant to live. As we've explored today, protecting your peace is not just a choice, it's a necessity. Not everyone deserves access to your energy, and not every relationship is worth maintaining. By applying Stoic principles, you set firm boundaries, stay true to your values, and surround yourself with those who uplift rather than drain you. Life is too short to tolerate what weakens your spirit. Strength lies in the ability to walk away from what no longer serves you and to stand firm in what truly matters. If today's insights resonated with you, take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever had to distance yourself from someone who was holding you back? Let's continue the conversation and support one another in building a life of strength and clarity. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your support helps bring more content that empowers and inspires. Turn on notifications so you never miss the next video, where we'll uncover even more Stoic wisdom to help you navigate life with resilience and purpose. Stay strong, stay wise, and most importantly, stay true to yourself. The best is yet to come.